Living alone has always suited me. I enjoyed the solitude, the freedom to do as I pleased without anyone else's interference. My flat, a cozy one-bedroom on the edge of town, was my sanctuary. But that all changed when the whispers started. It was a typical Tuesday night. I had just finished dinner and was settling down to read a book when I heard it. A faint whisper, barely audible, coming from the direction of my bedroom. I paused, strained to hear more, but the sound stopped. Shaking it off as my imagination, I returned to my book. A few nights later, the whispers returned. This time, they were clearer, words, though still and distant, seemed to float through the air, coming from the shadows of my room. My heart raced as I scanned the darkness, but there was no one there. I closed the book and went to bed, hoping for a good night's sleep to clear my mind. Over the next few weeks, the whispers grew more frequent. They seemed to follow me no matter where I was in the flat. In the kitchen, in the bathroom, even the living room, the soft, eerie voices were always just out of reach, as if hiding in the shadows. They spoke in hushed tones, words I couldn't quite make out, but they filled me with a growing sense of dread. One night, I decided to record the whispers. I set up my phone to capture any sounds while I slept. The next morning, I played back the recording. At first, there was nothing but the usual background noise. Then, around 3 a.m., the whispers began. The words were clearer now, though still too faint to understand fully. But one phrase stood out, repeated over and over. He is coming. Fear gripped me. Who was coming? And why were they targeting me? I showed the recording to a friend, hoping for some rational explanation. He suggested it might be an audio glitch, or interference from a nearby device, but I knew it was more than that. The whispers felt too real, too purposeful. I started to feel paranoid, constantly looking over my shoulder, jumping at every creak and groan of the building. Sleep became a luxury, as every night brought new whispers, new warnings. I reached out to the landlord, asking if there had been any unusual incidents in the flat's history. He assured me that everything was normal, that no previous tenants had reported anything strange. Desperate for answers, I turned to the internet, searching for any similar experiences. I found countless stories of haunted houses, malevolent spirits, and shadowy figures, but none seemed to match what I was experiencing. The more I read, the more isolated I felt. One evening, as I sat in the living room trying to distract myself with TV, the whispers began again. This time they were louder, more insistent. The shadows in the corner of my room seemed to deepen, as if something were hiding within them. I turned off the TV, my heart pounding, and listened. He is here. A cold chill ran down my spine. I grabbed my phone, ready to call for help, but the screen flickered and died. The lights in my flat dimmed, plunging me into near darkness. The whispers grew louder, filling the room with their eerie chant. Then I saw him, a figure tall and shrouded in darkness, standing in the doorway of my bedroom. His eyes glowed with a sinister light, and his presence exuded a palpable sense of malevolence. I froze, unable to move, as he stepped closer. "Leave," the whispers commanded. "Leave now." Summoning every ounce of courage, I bolted for the door. I didn't look back as I ran down the hallway and out into the night. I didn't stop until I reached a friend's house, breathless and terrified. I told them everything, and they insisted I stay with them. The next day, I returned to the flat with my friend, ready to confront whatever was haunting me. But the place felt different. The air was lighter, the shadows less oppressive. We searched every corner, but there was no sign of the dark figure or the whispers. It was as if they had vanished. I moved out the following week, unable to shake the fear that had taken root in my mind. I never found out who he was or why the whispers had targeted me. But to this day, I can't help but feel a shiver of fear whenever I hear a faint whisper in the dark. The experience left me scarred, always wary of shadows and the secrets they might hold. If you ever hear whispers in the night, heed their warnings. Some shadows are best left undisturbed.